Welcome to the first game of the day and of the first set. Of course, we have in the odd colors Atletico Le Pew facing up against Iluminamos con Kerosene in the even colors. This is a round of 8 final, so everything is on the line for these two teams because whoever wins will continue on to the quarterfinals in their category. Whoever loses, unfortunately, will have to say goodbye to the tournament. So, with that said, let's introduce the players here and we can get started in the gameplay. And I should mute the game sounds. That's what I should do. Haha! This time I remembered. Probably because I don't have my headphones on right now. Okay, in any case, in the blue here we have Crew playing as the Britons. No surprises there. Yeah, no surprises there. Never mind. It was Franks that was banned. Britons were not banned. In the green, we have FS playing as the Sicilians. Ooh, Sicilians. Interesting. In the teal, we have Persians for Zorko. I like that. That's good. And in the gray, we have Rayita. It's not a y. It's not a ch. It's a y. Rayita playing as the Vietnamese in the gray. Good stuff. On the other side, for Iluminamos con Kerosene, we have Tilin playing as the Italians. Italians. Oh, interesting. I did not see that coming, actually. Not with water maps around, so we'll see. In the purple, we have Bulgarians for Salvatore. Again, a surprise to me. In the yellow, we have Tote playing as Lithuanians. Also kind of a surprise to me. And then in the red, Buskalia Sinji going for Ethiopians. Now, that is not a surprise. See, that is a SIP that I expected to see here. But the other three, kind of surprising to me. Now, and the reason for that is not because they are bad civs, and I'm like, oh, that sucks, you know, you can't win with these civs. It's because of the map draft, right? Because the maps that were drafted were Kanagawa, which is a gold rush kind of map, and which has a lot of relics in the center of the map, so it's easier to take them, which is why a lot of people like Lithuanians on that map. So I'm surprised to see the Lithuanians here, right? So, I mean, not saying that Lithuanians are a bad civ, I'm just saying, like, here you'd have to gather the relics. They're spread out. I guess there's one close by, so it's good, right? But yeah, it's a bit of a surprise to me. Then for purple and orange here, Bulgarians and Italians. I expected those civs to be used on Pagoda, right? Bulgarians for the extreme aggression on land, which is what they're very good at, and then Italians for the water play. So I'm kind of surprised to see them on this map where they don't. Well, I mean, Bulgarians aren't like a top tier civ in Patagonia, in my opinion. Like, just like they don't have Paladin, the Save Seville, very nice. They don't have Paladin, but I mean the Cavaliers with the stirrups upgrade is actually pretty beastly. Can't underestimate faster attacking Cavalier, honestly. So there's that. As red might have been thinking about laming this board, but blue is gonna bring it in. As red also stole a pig. Okay. Well, it's been worth it, Anyways, those are my thoughts so far. The other standout civ might be Sicilians. Not because Sicilians are a bad civ, it's just that lots of people don't often go for Sicilians on Patagonia. They go for Franks if they can, which they can't because there's no Franks. But like Magyars, Huns are more standard civs on this map because it's basically Arabia, right? It's Arabia settings, that's what you kind of need to think about. So, with that said, as red trying to. I think red ran into the TC. That has to be the TC. There's too much damage. Not a villager wouldn't do that much damage, especially not an unloomed villager. There's no way. So red taking a bunch of shots will have to run away now. Won't be able to scout blue as much. But talking about blue's base here, it has a forward barriers here, but it's not that far forward. He's already walling around it, so that should be fine. His main goal is on the other side, kind of the inside of the map here. It's not that far forward, but it is kind of out there, so you kind of want to still have to wall around that, and it might take a while. Another gold right in front of that, that's even less safe because it's further away, so that's not the gold he will be going for sure. That's a kind of a back goal to fall back to, but all the golds kind of on the same side. So if I were blue, walling to this wood line, even though it's a lot of walling, might actually be worth it, because then you split. You know, you make it much more difficult for your opponent to immediately control all these golds at the same time. So we'll see. As for red is walling here indeed. And welcome, Pate Duck. Good to see you. Yeah, Yeah, red is walling to his DC, going for some odd walls here. Has a main gold 4, which is unfortunate for him. Has a gold on a hill here as well. And it looks like he's planning on taking that gold. Yeah, that she's gonna build a mining camp. That's not a drush. Yeah, so that's a gold on the hill. That's an awkward gold. You kind of have to wall in front of this wood line if you want to secure that. Has a back berries that will be secured. And there's another gold out here. Well, that's a gold too, I guess. On the other side, we have a drush coming in for gray, and orange did notice that orange making a counter drush himself. Could also turn that into men-at-arms, of course, with Italians, because aging up is a bit cheaper, so you have some resources left. Forward berries, forward gold for him, but his main gold is to the back. I like the quick wall on the wood line there. But yeah, main gold in the back here, that's good as well. This is pretty easy wall up actually between here. I hope that orange realizes that he can wall that off, as orange now taking the fight with the militia before the upgrades come in, so neither side should get men-at-arms here, as gray cleaning up the militia from orange. Orange's militia already kind of dead, but gray could lose his scout, but so does orange. But yeah, gray now has 2 militia left here. One is on half HP, and it goes down. Yeah, okay, so this drush is dealt with. Making yourself a counter drush, a very good strategy. You know, it just cancels out what your opponent is doing. There you go, orange will be happy with that. Has been off of berries for a while though, so it's a bit of idle time. So it's not like the drush did no damage, but with a drush you always want to keep it alive as long as you possibly can. As teal now scouting, it's still open over here, and I guess just gonna try to go for a kill. And orange, you can't let... Yeah, okay, there you go. You can't let that scout kill a villager when there's that many villas around. There you go. And look, they're like this. Immediately turns this villa around. She says, okay, she's weak. Let's go and have her make a farm. Because you know that teal would go back for that. He's going back for that right now. Oh boy. It's getting dangerous though. Teal sending in some more scouts. Purple is not here yet, and orange sees it now. He's like, yo, dude. Send in the scouts. I need help. Now luckily for him, these are not Magyar scouts, because that villa would have been dead. But the villa does go down, and orange is like, you gotta fight with villagers here. Orange, you need to fight with vills. There you go. There you go, because purple is outnumbered for now. Gets a scout, but loses a scout as well. This is not the best start here for orange and purple, I'd say. Like, they're a bit on the back foot, and this wall is not up. And orange wants to wall this, but he can't wall it right now. It's too late. It's too late. There's scouts now. There's 3 scouts already. Purple does not have his scouts out just yet. So, teal getting another kill here on orange. That is not the start he would have wanted. That is 2 vills down already, and a third one could go down in a sec. Nope, she survives. Ay, that is not good. Let's quickly look at the resources for gray here. Although pressure is forward right now, so it doesn't really matter. Berries forward, but he's walling around it. A forward gold that is outside of the wall, but look at that. Perfect gold for him to the back, behind his walls. There's still a hole right there, though. That might become a problem later. But yeah, teal has done a good job with the aggression right now. But yeah, orange didn't wall up at all, you know, and that's... You know, you save some resources that way. You know, that might be worth it. But, you know, you leave yourself open too. Pate Duck says orange needs to turn his PC on. He definitely needs to do something here, because doesn't have that many archers in his archer range either, so he doesn't really have that much to defend. I think at this point you need to make some spearmen here, as more villagers have gone down on the berries as well. What is the vill count right now? Let's look at the vill count for orange. 25 vills, so he's definitely took some damage there. Yellow only on 25 as well. I don't know what happened there. Yeah, teal's just harassing vills, keeping orange off of the wood line, and now gray's here with archers. Orange smells the danger. He can't stay on the gold if there's archers out here, because there's no tower, and walls will not keep out archers. There's so much more scouts than for teal than there are for purple. I'm not understanding why. I guess purple just didn't have the food to make a lot of scouts. Didn't really have time to talk about the other side. Looks like blue was going for a drush of sorts here, but it did not get into the walls. And as you can see, blue kind of behind in the archer numbers now. Well, I'm saying that, but actually blue has more archers than red, so I guess it's fine. As purple doing the sensible thing, trying to snipe these archers here, because those are very dangerous as well. Orange does have some archers here to defend, so together they might be able to take this fight here. Yeah, so teal will not want to run into this. He knows that is dangerous. You don't want to lose your scouts just yet. But yeah, so far, orange still doesn't have the walls up, still took a lot of damage, so I think they're happy with that. Now, red was forced into a tower on his gold on this side, so that's good damage already for blue and green. And it's a pretty good tower as well. It's in front of his gold, so it actually shields his gold as well. So if green and blue get in here, they can't immediately kill all these villagers, but you kind of need to wall that in too a little bit. Because the scouts, of course, can still attack it. As purple is looking for teal scouts, but teal scouts actually maneuvering the other way around and now finding another Vil kill. And orange is just getting destroyed right now. Okay, doesn't commit to the Vil. He prefers to have the HP here. Will get this walling villager though. There's no way that she gets saved. And now he's going to pounce on the archers because purple is out of position here. They were trying to go for some... You know, they were looking for this army. They probably thought, oh, teal's going to hit purple now. But instead, teal turning right around, coming back to orange, and now gets the archers for orange, and orange loses his entire army. And that is just... It just completes the disaster on this side. We have on the other side here, yellow going up the castle age fast then. Yeah, he didn't make a lot of scouts. He kind of let red sit. But the knights were in here in time. You know, killing units here before it got too bad for red. So I think red is okay here. But of course, that's always risky, right? Going up the castle age fast. Kind of letting your flank sink here. As teal now taking the fight against the scouts for purple. But gray shows up with 11 archers. There's no archers now for orange to deal with this. This wood line is super inefficient because... Well, he's afraid to go to this one now. Not before this wall is up. But if only had known that that wall up was easier. Yeah, orange right now is not loving life. Like, he's so far behind right now. Like, already, it's gonna come down to red and yellow. They have to use that fast castle age from yellow to find some damage here in blue's base. And blue's kind of house walling up already, but it's a lot of walls to house wall behind. And, oh, I mean, if you're gonna wall like that, at least complete the wall here. If there's a hole, there's a hole, there's a hole. That's a hole. Do you see that? The spearman came out of here. That's impossible. No, don't let the knights in. Don't let the knights in. Blue just realized, and it's like, no. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, that house foundation is not gonna go up, and the knights get in. That is +1 knights, not +2, but the knights do get in, and that sucks. On the other side, teal and gray now still putting pressure on purple's base at the same time. Purple looking for a mistake, looking for a time that teal abandons his archer player. It looked like it was there, but he cannot take a fight against both at the same time. That's impossible. As blue is pushed off a gold now. And this is exactly what red and yellow need. Exactly what red and yellow need. And yes, indeed, after the chat for blue here. Yeah, you don't expect this to be a hole, but you can tell, right? Because if this was not a hole, then this should just be a normal palisade. Well, it shouldn't be a corner. So, his yellow's trying to wall this army out, but these are knights. They're just going to run right through because they don't care. Oh, no. Please wall the wood line. Please wall the wood line. The wood line. The wood line. The wood line. Wall the wood line. Okay, the wood line gets walled. Whew, that was important. As we have teal trying to defend here against purple. Purple over making scouts, but that's going to set back his castle age. Does take a fight now that's pretty good. I think he will get the clear of. Has armor on these scouts. So yeah, the archers should go down here. As Gray's trying to send this choke point, purple should delete his walls here to get a good engagement. There you go. And the archers should go down. Wait. No. No. Because they were stuck in a choke point. Half the scouts weren't engaging. And then now it looks like more scouts are going to go down and have to. Yeah, now purple has to bring in 2 more scouts here. This has been a really good fight for teal and gray on this side. Because gray and teal, they're going to go up to the castle age. They're going to love life here. And hi Zergwa, how you doing, man? Good to see you. As the knights for yellow seems to have... I don't see the knights for yellow anymore. So I think they went down here. And red, ooh, red sending in his army. And it's under the DC, chasing this army from blue. But blue's not going to let himself get more kills. And the archers are going to go down. And that is not what yellow and red needed. They needed to do counter damage. They realized that, you know, they felt the need to do the damage here. Because they know that orange and purple are far behind here. But now it's going to start to look quite risky on this side. It all comes down to yellow and red. If they cannot do damage in any way, then it's kind of Well, it's kind of starting to look game over for Iluminamos con Kerosene. I mean, not game over, right? Like, I've seen stranger comebacks, honestly. I've seen Iluminamos con Kerosene have stranger comebacks than this. Oh, yes, I remember that one Glacier game, actually, where I thought they had lost, but they won anyways. That was them, right? No. Like anyone would know that. No, just kidding, of course. Yeah, but Gray with a lot of archers, though. Orange still stuck in Feudal Age. He has clicked up the Castle Age, so impressive that he did manage to macro himself up, despite taking a lot of damage. But you're still going to be behind. You're still going to be, you know, in a defensive position. But yeah, so both purple and orange not really in a position to push here, as I guess yellow swung his knights over to green then. But yeah, green has way more knights. Way more knights, so that's not the... Yeah, yellow should probably join up with red and try to push blue together using these crossbows. But red has kept his crossbows defensively for now, but it should start to move out now. At least when yellow joins up with him. Yeah, and teal and gray just knocking on the door here, thinking, you know, we can just take down this archer range. And yes, why not? Why not? And orange needs to keep the pressure out. Will not be able to wall behind that because crossbows outrange... Well, I have enough range to kill villagers and another vill going down there. The knights get through, but they're quite happy just now for now taking out buildings. Or not, they saw the archers. And they know they can kill that force. They know they can kill that archer forces. Orange desperately tries to wall them out. Tries to wall out the army because he's almost in Castle Age. Reaches it now. It's still about 30 seconds to get his upgrades in as well. He needs to get crossbows. He cannot lose these archers. You know, it's better to lose some vills than archers. If he loses that army, he's dead. Like, there's no way at that point. He has to have crossbows in the field. Purple making it up to Castle Age as well. Streaming in some knights, but is far behind. Also cannot make camels, which the Persian player can do. Making it even more difficult. Teal's chasing down these villagers. He knows he is outnumbering Purple. Orange is there first, though, to fight. Which is important. But Gray now joining as well. Gray should swing this fight definitively in the balance, in the favor here for... Atletico Le Pew, as Teal just runs away as well. He wants those villagers. He saw that many vills run away. He's like, I want them vills. As we have a fight on the other side, yellow and green engaging over here. This better be a good fight for red and yellow. Yellow's knight numbers, though, not looking too hot. Green has more knights, but red outnumbers the archer player. So at least it's an even fight-ish on this side. Should be fine. As Teal's knights have gone down. That's a good fight, actually, for purple and teal. I mean, for purple versus teal. But yeah, Persian knights eat crossbows. That is also true. Also true. That's why it's a good thing they went down. But unfortunately, orange did not have the numbers to fight gray. Teal sends in more knights, and they realize it's over. They realize that they're not going to be able to really push on the other side. Like blue and green are at the same strength level. They will be able to hold this hill. And orange knows he's kind of dead here. When Rems start to come out, when knights just stream into your economy. Purple is in no position either, you know, only on 1 TC because he went for a lot of military first. Won't be able to hold this side, and that's... As red losing a lot of crossbows as well. Yeah, there you go. That's getting close to a GG here as green mops up the knights for yellow as well. And should mop up the crossbows after that. So... You know, if you thought it was an early resign, at this point it's not an early resign anymore. This is GG. This is GG. Well played by Atletico Le Pew with the expert pressure early on. And it all comes back. It all stems to orange not walling this side. And teal finding that it was open, right? And teal then, you know, expertly throwing in some scouts. Got scouts out way before purple. By the time that purple had 5 scouts, you know, teal had already killed 4 villagers. And orange was never able to really recoup from that early attack. Like, he got the Castle Age, that's one thing, right? Like, that's already impressive enough. But unfortunately, you're still behind your opponent because gray didn't lose any of his army. Orange did. And orange was also behind in that. And on the other side, yellow went for an early Castle Age, but wasn't... I mean, he was able to get into blue's base, but didn't do, like, catastrophic damage, right? And then red, by the time that red and yellow finally started pushing out, green and blue were ready for them. Had this nice hill to control as well. Took a few good engagement. Even if they were 50-50 engagement, that is fine for them because they only need to hold, they don't need to push. That's not important. Because on the other side, the push was already successful. And there you go, a GG. Let me update the scoreboard here. It should be a point for Atletico Le Pew. There you go. It's 1-0 for them. And we will have a quick look at the statistics here, because for the data nerds among us, we can look. Very nice KD there for Gray. You often see that the flank that pushes, the flank player will have a lot of kills. Crossbows are insane after all. But yeah, same for Teal there. 38 kills, did very well. Blue and Green doing well on their side as well. You know, as you can see, right? As you can see, actually, the fight on that side was even, but even in a bit in the favor for Blue there. If you look about the Archer kills here, yeah, Red taking a bunch of losses there as well. Yeah, the army counts were similar. Yeah, we're quite similar. I mean, again, these teams seem pretty evenly matched here, but Atletico Le Pew capitalizing on that early advantage, we're able to snowball that, and that's what Age of Empires are all about. You know, getting a snowball going and then using that. Get an advantage, take a lead, and keep the lead. That's the thing. Which keeping a lead is actually more difficult than getting a lead, honestly. But yeah, as you can see, most of the rest, like if you look at the food counts, virtually identical, right? The economies were very similar across the board, actually. But should be a little bit better for Atletico Le Pew, especially when you compare orange and gray, right? Because orange took damage, gray did not. And that's the difference right there. Nice boom for yellow, though. Look at that. That was a strat. In any case, GG. Let's go to the second game, which will be on the home map for Iluminamos con Kerosene, and that will be Pagoda. And that is a tricky map to play on. Often case, the team that goes for that on the home map does win the map because it's such a tricky map. So let's see what Atletico Le Pew can do against the strategy that Iluminamos con Kerosene have potentially prepared for us today. Now, welcome to Pagoda, the second game in the first set today. It's 1-0 for Atletico Le Pew. Iluminamos con Kerosene, of course, wanting to go for the reverse sweep here, want to come back into this game. Let's introduce them first. This is their home map after all. In the teal, we have Rayita playing as the Byzantines. Expected pick there. We have Crew going for the Vikings on land. I kind of like that. We got Magyars for Zorko in the blue, and I love that. That's great. And then last but not least, we got FS playing as the Portuguese in the green. Very good. On the other side, we have Salvatore in the purple, playing as the Berbers. On water? Okay. Berbers on in purple. That's fine. In the orange, we have Koreans played by Buscalia Sinji. I like that. That's good. Then in the red, we have Mongols for Tote, and I've seen Mongols be used with success on this map, so that makes sense to me. Especially if they're gonna go for if they went for Bulgarians. Wait, did I introduce Atletico Le Pew first? Oops, my bad. It's the home map for the even color teams. Before I don't want to confuse anyone. In any case, yeah, if they went for Bulgarians last game, that's a sip that I would have, expected on this map, right? Not so much Mongols. Although Mongols, you have some extra hunt. There's 3 boars, I think. Yeah, there's 3 boars, so there's extra hunt. So there's actually, a bit of extra food. Mongols could do very well. Then last here we have Tillen playing as the Saracens in the yellow. So Saracens are a good water civ, but Berbers though, I mean their navy is faster. That's it. Like Berbers aren't like a top tier water civ in my book. So I'm kind of confused, right? Because last game they go for Italians, a fantastic water civ, and in this civ. This game, they go for a civ that was randomly chosen, by the way. Like, they randomly chose Berbers, right? And then they go for it on a water map in the water roll position. Water roll, which is just... Yeah, that's kind of confusing to me. I don't know about that. Like, for me, like, the civ drafting here could have been a bit better. Like, going for Bulgarians and for Italians on this map would have been better, honestly. Especially also what is concerning here is that... No, actually, never mind. I think the Mongol player will probably go for scouts first, as oh boy, that villager does not have loom. That villager does not have loom. It's gonna go down to the crocodile, and that gray scout is not gonna help her too. So, yeah, quote unquote, woo 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 then, huh? As Gray is hanging out, probably also noticed that these vills do not have loom just yet. He's trying to get a vill kill, but yeah, Red should fight that off. Is also on the way to getting loom as well, but yeah, losing that vill kind of sucks, and probably got housed as well. Yeah, he got housed. He got housed. See, that house had to go up, and now he can make the Vil again. So not only did he lose a Vil, he got housed for a second there as well. So that's double whammy, double whammy. Now, with all this hecticness, with all this Civ talk, let's first talk about the map Pagoda if you haven't seen it, which, how is that even possible? In any case, Pagoda, it's named after this pagoda, which for the first time you can actually walk up to. Wow. I mean, it's not like you can convert it or get resources from it. That's not this map. But normally there should be more wood on this side. The generation kind of weird on this this end. But yeah, there's a giant wood line in the middle. There's a lot of holes in it as well, so you never know if it's connected to somewhere. So yeah, orange kind of walling that out just to make sure, and I like that. Pretty safe wood line right there. So players start, two of them start on the mainland. That is always the flank players, right? The normal flank players, which is red and orange, which is blue and gray. Always the same, so you know exactly which of your team will end up on the mainland. And you kind of have to have it 2v2 or 2 1v1s versus your opponents, who are on the other side. Now all the extra resources are on the mainland, so that's where your team wants to extend control to in the late game for those resources. Even some gold in the wood line here, which is pretty sweet. Now, the other half of the team starts on water, or at least on an island that is separated from the mainland by water. So you start in the literal pocket of the map, as you already noticed, I'm sure. And from there you have two options. Either you can immediately transport villagers to the mainland, but what is the more popular choice is to go for water. Because look how much fish there is in these sea lanes between the players here. Lots of fish to make use of. And honestly, right? Honestly, I think it's the task for the pockets to at least defend that fish, because your flank civ could also dock and take that fish. And honestly, I don't see a lot of flank players here. A lot of players don't do that. But honestly, I think you should dock, right? I know it's an investment, but having that extra food is better than berries, right? And you should always just assume your team can win water. If they don't win water, okay, at least you had the fish. It's an investment, but you had a lot of food. Right? If your team does win water, that is safe food income for you, right? It can't be raided by land players, so that's actually really nice. So we have a militia being made by the Viking player. I like that, but he has to get in. Well, actually, I like that against normal civs, but I don't like that against Mongols, and there's a reason for that. Well, they're gonna get to your base with scouts before you're gonna be able to attack them. Trust me. They're probably going to be men-at-arms as well. Yeah, that's going to be men-at-arms for him. So that's a bit better. But at this point, because you're kind of late, like red is already in fuel age now, send them forward a bit later, but add a spearman, right? Add a spearman. That should keep you alive against scouts a little bit longer, because then red cannot engage that little army. So it's just some... at least that's what I would do, honestly. Yeah, see, red already coming forward. Men-at-arm upgrade is not even in, and red's going to find that, and red could actually fight that right now. He's hunting down that scout though, gets the scout kill as well, and now that man-at-arm rush is gonna go down really quickly. And this is what I'm saying. Going drush or man-at-arms against Mongols is a risk because they go up so fast. Like by the time you finally get the man-at-arm upgrade, well, this happens. This happens, and that's why I said, wait a sec, get men-at-arms, get a spearman out, and then go forward. Because now there's 4 Mongol scouts out, and this is a good start for Tote. He will want to get some revenge here on Grey, and he's gonna get his revenge as he gets into the woodline here with the scouts, and Grey will have to run away from this. Brings in a spear though. Okay, so he can push back this pressure. Red does not quite have the scout numbers yet to contest that. But yeah, a good start for Red, I'd say. On the other side, also scouts for the Magyar player. We haven't even talked about that, though. But here it's blue that is harassing orange. But orange is walling in his wood lines. Shouldn't be any holes. I don't think so. I don't think there's a hole. As orange finishes those walls so the scouts cannot get in. Yeah, there you go. These, of course, are dangerous scouts. You cannot let these in. They have extra attack because they get the attack upgrade for free. So you definitely do not want to let Magyar scouts in. That's why Magyars are such a great rushing civ. Very strong early game potential. As we have a little line of scouts. So there's one thing that I would suggest to Red here, as they had a little pause there, is if you have 6 scouts, 6 or less, put your scouts in box formation, right? Like, the reason for that is that every time you change, you move them around, they change position, and it slows them down. And if you're being chased by spears, you'll see that the last scout in the line, right, they will get stuck and be hit by spearmen, which just sucks. If you put them in box formation, that doesn't happen. They just stick with box formation, which is nice. In the meantime, Orange, for now, has been able to keep most of his vills safe here. His gold is kind of exposed, but has a spearman to defend. And Blue hasn't really been able to do a lot of damage here. I think at this point, you just gotta attack the walls here and try to force some damage here. As Red is gonna tower. Red is gonna tower the wood line from Gray, and that should range half the villagers here. Not all of them, though, so... Imagine a tower right here behind the wood line, but you'd have to walk from the other side, and I think Gray would probably notice that. Now, we haven't really talked about water yet. Let's see what's going on that side. So we have Teal coming forward with some ships here. Byzantine fire ships are awesome, of course. He's up against the Saracens, who will want to go for galleys because they fire faster. They're like the Ethiopians of water. Saracen player also going up the castle. He's probably used the market for that as well. I like that, but I also like that he made some navy, right? You can't just sit back and let Teal come forward here. 6 galleys with Saracen should be enough to deal with the fire galleys here. On the other side, the Berber player going for a lot. Whoa! 5 dogs? 5 dogs! That's crazy. Alrighty. Well, Green by now getting overwhelmed though by the early fire galley pressure. This is the risk of going galleys, especially when you only have 2 dogs on the field. You need to mass them first, and Green right now does not have the numbers to deal with this, so he needs to make some demo ships, demo rafts, I mean, just something to deal with these fire galleys. And Purple right now, he's just streaming forward more fire galleys. He's looking to keep Green off of water, which is important because Green is Portuguese, and Portuguese should definitely win. In a 1v1 with Berbers on water. Like, that shouldn't be a thing. So any advantage that Purple can get over Green is good. It's very good. As we have a forward archer range for the Mongol player now. I mean, after your fast scout rush, that's kind of where the economic advantages for Mongols kind of end, and that's when the period in which they are kind of behind their opponents, that's when that starts. As Gray making his way to the berries here for Red. Blue is still trying to get into the wood line here. And Orange should repair that. Orange. 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 Uh-oh. 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 No, don't let them mag your scouts in. Don't let them mag your scouts in. Oh, God. No, you cannot fight these scouts either. They have so much attack to kill your villagers way too fast here. Ooh, this is not good for Orange. Losing 2 villagers could lose all of these. Yeah, it's going to lose all these villagers. 4 villagers down for Orange on the line. That happens, man. You only get the attack notification once, and if you don't finish up your towers, if you don't finish repair your walls, then they're gonna get in at some point. It's great dropping a tower now on his goal to protect himself from the skirmishers as well. Well, you're not expecting cavalry from the Viking players, so that makes sense. As Red is just gonna try to fight these archers, and Gray's like, yeah, that's nice. Yeah, you come fight me, I'll kite you. And Gray getting 2 kills here, could get a 3rd as well. Gets a 3rd and maybe even a 4th because Red still had his waypoint set for that side. Will get, well, he's probably going to lose this field because Gray obviously saw that villager. We have some damage going back and forth here, but I can't really tell which team I'd say has the lead right now. Teal now realizing he cannot fight Saracens and Castellates on water is probably going to have to, it's going up himself. Will have to recoup his forces here as Red is off in the wood right now, sending villagers to, I hope not fight this force because that doesn't work, and losing 2 more villagers here. Red kind of falling apart a little bit here. And also concerning is off of wood. Doesn't have wood to make anything right now, like, say, skirmishers. Doesn't have that. As Gray is fighting with villagers, which in this case is actually the right call because it's skirmishers, it's not archers. They don't do a lot of damage and they have minimum range. Yeah, purple and yellow seem to have won water. Well, I can't believe that the Portuguese player has been pushed off of water. That's crazy to me. That's absolute insanity here. And also unfortunate, his stone is forward, so if he wants a castle, he'll still have to mine stone right next to the shore, so that's going to be slow as well. Yeah, water play is not that strong from Atletico Le Pew. Like, they're definitely not winning on water right now. Teal hasn't been making fire galleys in a while, so now this army is going to show up at his doorstep. He has transported villagers. That is important. At least, the Vils will be safe on the mainland. They will be able... Yeah, they're going to run away from that. They will be able to build a town center here, and Teal will not be cut off from the mainland like Green is, because Green did not transport Vils. Can't go and help Blue, but yeah, Blue's okay. He's okay. Still has knights over here. He will be able to defend himself. Where's Gray's army? Gray got cleared up by the skirmishers. Okay, so Red sending those home to clear them up. That's good. They were more useful there than they are at home. But the question is, who took more damage here? Gray or Red? And obviously, it's Red. It's Red who took the most damage there. 24 villagers. Lost a lot. Had some idle TC time as well. And Gray will click up the castellates. There he goes. Well, yeah, Teal's still trying to defend himself here. Fire ships should do pretty well here, but of course that's a lot of fire galleys as well. I think at this point you kind of need some demo ships here as well. Something. You can push back the war galleys, but you need some demo ships for all these freaking fire ships, because they still do pretty well against fire ships, right? If they have less HP, but a similar amount of attack, so it's I don't know. Teal's still kind of on the back foot, and it is important that Teal does make it to water somehow, because someone needs to come and save Green here. Green goes up the castellates as well. Doesn't have the stone for a castle on the shoreline, though. But Purple, probably not paying attention to that, is going to lose his ships to the tower. Okay, we kind of have... well, this is actually what we need to look at right now. And I must say, right? Purple has definitely proved us wrong that Berbers can't do anything on water, right? Like I didn't want to suggest that Berbers were trash on water, like or anything. They're not like Aztecs or something like that, or what is it? Incas? Is that worse? Like one of them don't get galleon or like half the navy options, so they're really bad on water, right? Berbers are okay, right? They have faster ships, which is pretty nice in engagement, but it's only because Purple has been producing from freaking 5 dogs that he was able to outmass the Portuguese player on water here. And that's important. Green does get a dock up here, though. Encapsulates might be able to do something here, but I think that's actually just for a transport ship so he can get to the mainland and help there. So I think Teal and Green, they're just giving up on water here. Maybe not Teal. He's redocking over on this side. So I think you should definitely not give up on water. It's important to keep fighting for that. You know, it's a lot of free fish for yellow. Although they're not really fishing that heavily, so water not that important. But yeah, red and an orange, right? If your team's winning water, immediately send a villager, dock, and get the fish. That I've seen too few teams do that. It's so important that they do. They do that as well. As Gray swinging his archers over to the right side now, taking out a bunch of villagers right here in Orange's little lumber area, which looked so safe. It looked so safe, but it's only as safe as you have the military to protect it. Those villagers are about to die as well when the Magyar Knights break through. They don't have +2 just yet, but oh boy, they have the extra attack, and they're gonna make use of that, all right. On the other side, though, Orange's crossbows are harassing Blue right now. And also, importantly, killing the villagers that Green sent over to the mainland. So Green will still not be able to build a town center there. That's actually really important, because now Green can't help on land with military. That's really good. Green, if you thought you could just easily get away with that and, ignore water, then you were wrong. Yeah, so Green will have to think about something. But yeah, Blue now has a problem. A big problem. I think at this point you need a crate post. Oh wait, yeah, you need a crate post, but you're not Bulgarian, so you can't make one. I forgot, it's Magyars, not Bulgarians. Yeah, Blue's gonna send back his knights, but there's so many spearmen here for Orange that I don't think he can engage that just yet. Also doesn't have +2 on it. No, has +2 on his knights. Never mind, I lied. As he's kind of donating knights right now. You don't want to trickle in knights against a crossbow player like this. This is not good. This is not what you want to be doing here. Like, you want to gather these knights up and attack with all these knights at the same time. Right, that's better. Especially because Orange didn't have his spearmen nearby as well. Where's Gray's army? Gray's army is on this side now. How did it get... Oh no, it's actually on this side. There you go. Purple also getting to the mainland here. Of course, has water control, so he can do that. And he's going to spam Berber's knights from the stables. Awesome stuff. Berbers, man. Like, that's what I was thinking, right? Like, he was just going to ignore water, transport vills to the mainland, and then that was that. As the spearmen have gone down for orange here, they're still spearmen, they're not pikemen. And I think blue is going to clear up these archers right now, and orange will lose his forward because these are +2 knights. Yeah, there's no way. So that's a nice clear from blue. He needed that. He needed to make sure that orange could not do a lot of damage to him there. That's important, as gray was distracting orange at home as well. So quite even. As green getting to the mainland, it's dropping a town center forward, kind of at the front of the base, you know, right where the pressure comes in. I think you need to get a town center up over here as well to keep yourself a bit safer. On the other side here, red still defending with knights, but Mongols. Yeah, this is the difficulty with Mongols. The mid game just kind of sucks, right? The mid game kind of sucks. These skirmishers don't have castle age upgrades, so the crossbow should still do very well. Yeah, it should do really well against them. The knights have no +2, and we have Imperial Age coming in now for yellow. Man, he must have abused the market a big time here. But also having fish, right? Should be really well. We should actually look at the resource there. Gray could also go up the imp here. He's Vikings. Viking eco is awesome. Let's see if he's building a second building here. Like, we need a university or a monastery or a castle of some sort, you know. Then you have a second building, you can go up to Imperial Age because... well, he doesn't have the gold, actually, so I guess it's not that close. As the Berber player now streaming knights to the other side here. Berber player carrying pretty hard here, actually. Now, with yellow, of course, is going to use his water, you know, his water advantage here to get Galleon to make sure that Teal never gets back to water. Teal spent a lot of stone towering up his island, which, yeah, won't be able to really help on land just yet. This is a really even game, you guys. This is like a really even game. This is solid. I like this. As red is kind of losing some siege here because she can't deal with frickin' spearmen. Oh, nice shot there. Nice shot. Gray get it. Taking a bunch of stone balls to his face there. Ooh, another one. Nice shots here all around. But the spearman should take out this mangonel now. There it goes. Very good. On the other side now, blue. Blue has the numbers. He has the numbers also almost killing this purple town center here. Probably killing a village or two as well. I don't think purple had too many villages on that side. And yeah, purple is going to have to spend all his time here dealing with blue. But blue is Magyars. He has the attack upgrades and purple does not. Purple also does not have +2. So these knights from blue should clear. Even though half the army is not even fighting, they should still clear this up. Blue should definitely win this fight. Has a great attack advantage here, as purple is losing more villagers under his town center. The crossbows for orange should go down as well. Convincing win for blue, actually. And yeah, purple making the right call here. He realizes I'm behind in numbers with knights, so I should go mix in some camels. And that's actually the right call. That's actually the right call. When you're behind in knight numbers, like, you want to go for knights, but mixing in a few camels can make up for that. Purple losing his final knights here as well. Crossbows going down for orange, and it's starting to look a bit hazy on this side again, you know. And the only player that I'd say that is really in a good position is yellow, because he's an imp, he's loving life on water. He's getting Cannon Galleon right now. Getting Cannon Galleon to clear up shore defenses, but the problem is yellow is not helping red on land so much. Has transported vills, that's good, but for now it's really great that it's doing the pushing here. Red is trying to defend himself with siege. Mongol siege. Who would have thought that? You think red probably thinks he's Celts or something like that. But red has to hold because orange and purple need to have a chance to push. And that is a problem, though. That is a problem because blue right now is clearing them up and green isn't even helping yet. You know, green could join with organ guns. Is joining with organ guns. I mean, I personally would have preferred crossbow here, but yeah, organ guns, POC, hype, awesome. I mean, organ guns would do well against camels, actually, because camels don't have a lot of melee armor to defend themselves from these shots here. And organ guns, if you mass them, are actually pretty beastly. Really difficult to kill them, actually. You have 50 of them. If you've ever played CBA, Cast Blood Automatic, you know that a Portuguese player that has 60 organ guns, pretty good, actually. Yeah, as red finally loses those forward buildings, Gray should probably check whether red is taking gold here. He should be able to see that now. Or not. Well, he'll figure it out at some point. That's red again, loses access to his wood line. And honestly, I think that this DC should have gone up here, or should have gone up on the wood line somewhere else, because now you're off of wood again. You're down to these little stumps and little stubs, and they're actually going to call it GG. They're calling it GG because they realize we're not pushing on land on either side. We're being pushed here. They don't think they can do it, and Iluminamos con Kerosene calls the GG. Atletico Le Pew will go on to the next round. And yeah, there you go. Very nice sportsmanship here. GG. Good luck next. I like this. Respect to both these teams here. Gracias, Wacho. I don't know what that means. I think that's a friendly term. But yeah, GG. Yellow probably like, ah man, I finally had a giant navy here. And yeah, Yellow did. I mean, they won water, right? Let's just give them some credit here, Iluminamos con Kerosene. I did not expect them to win water. Given the sips, right? You're up against Vikings and Portuguese with Saracens and Berbers, right? It looked pretty certain to me that teal and green were going to dominate the waves, but then they ended up not doing that. So actually the water side of Iluminamos con Kerosene doing their job. It's just the land, the land sieves that were kind of orange was never really able to do a lot of damage to blue. It's not like where I'd say, oh yeah, blue's dead. Orange actually taking way more damage, especially in this wood line. Lots of villagers kept dying there. So red did better with his forward. Like the scout rush was successful. After that though, I don't know, after that, going for skirmishers, not really a power play, and it was great it got into the wood line for red. So both players on land for Iluminamos con Kerosene here, kind of taking some damage there, and there's not much that we were able to do about that. Let me get rid of that one. There we go, because we don't want to get famous. Who cares about that, you stupid bot? Alrighty, well, let me update the scoreboard here. And yet, it is a deserved win for Atletico, right? They did on land. They were definitely had a lot of aggression going here, and the position was just perfect for them. I understand the GG. They probably realized what time it is. But yeah, well played by both teams here. Congratulations to Atletico Le Pew, of course, and well, good luck for the next time, right? For Iluminamos con Kerosene, they will set someone else on fire next time, of course. Yeah, you can see the KD. Pretty good all around, right? Like on water especially. Look, green definitely not doing that well on water there. That was pretty clear. And teal was also not able to get on was not able to win on water as well. Yeah, that was pretty surprising to me. Like purple especially surprising everyone to basically dominate on water with Berbers. But yeah, 5 dock feudal age fire galley meta confirmed. Right. Looking at the economy here, really good economy for the Saracen player. He probably bought himself up to the Imperial Age, and honestly, at least I think so. But also wasn't expending that much food, so who knows, right? Who knows? It had fish, so everything is possible. No way to tell now, of course. But yeah, all around, probably this is a more important number here. Yeah, the Vil counts is where it really does change. Because purple, because he went for a lot of aggression, didn't have the resources to really get a lot of vills out. Also lost vills on the mainland. You don't have that much space on your little island, so you don't want to build a second town center there. You want to get your second TC up on the mainland. Yeah. Orange also didn't have a lot of vills, and neither did red, because they were under a lot of pressure. It was really only yellow, and that is actually maybe a stat that really shows the difference between the teams here in this game, which is why a GG was justified here. Alrighty. Gonna have a look at the timeline for a sec, but yeah, it was clear. The trend line was clear at the end.